Hi everyone. Today I'm going to show you how I pre-mix my paint colors for my acrylic paintings. I will be showing you how I choose what colors to mix together based off of my reference photo, which brands of acrylic paint that I prefer to use, and other mediums that I add to help me when creating my acrylic paintings. This is the photo that I'm going to be using as a reference for my painting. I took this photo this summer when I was camping at Algonquin Provincial Park. So I really loved this photo. I love the soft pastel colors in it, and I'm really excited to paint this one. To begin, we will add titanium white to our palette. This brand is Abstract Acrylic Paint. Next, we're going to be adding Naples Yellow Red from Amsterdam Acrylics, and then going back in with another abstract acrylic paint color in the color Red Orange. The medium that I'm going to be adding to my acrylic paints today is from Golden, and it is the retarder. And basically this additive is used for slowing the dry time of acrylic paints. So it just makes it easier for a painting, especially if you're going to be doing it over a longer period of time, maybe like a couple of days or weeks, months. This will keep that paint from drying over a longer period of time, and it also allows for the blendability when you're actually applying that paint to the canvas to be more smooth. This first shade that we mixed is the lightest color in the left part of the sky, and now we are going to be moving to the pink and the orange colors. I'm going to be mixing all of my lightest colors first, so we've gone ahead and added more white to our palette, and we've gone ahead and added some Liquitex soft body acrylic paint in the color medium magenta. I went ahead and added some more red orange to my one portion of white, and to the other portion I added some prism violet from Liquitex. And the reason that I'm doing this is because as the sky colors are transitioning, we can see that there is more of an orange, purple peach color on the bottom section of the sky, and then it transitions into more of a indigo violet shade. So I'm wanting to pre-mix all of those different shades and tones now, so that when I go to create my painting, it's easy and I don't have to worry about creating all of those different tones. After mixing this violet shade a little bit, I realized I still want it to be a little bit more purple and cool toned. So I've gone ahead and added two more Liquitex colors, one of them being Brilliant Purple, which is just the regular basic acrylic, and then another soft body acrylic Liquitex paint, and that color was Ultramarine Blue Red shade. I am moving my first pre-mixed colors to my Masterston Stay Wet paint palette. This palette is specifically designed to keep your acrylic paints from drying out over long periods of time. There is a special piece of paper that you place on the bottom of the palette once you have soaked that paper for a certain amount of time, and that will keep your paints wet over weeks and months with the airtight lid that is also included with this palette. I have used this palette many times for multiple paintings where I have painted for weeks and even months, and it has kept my paints from drying out. So I absolutely love this palette for my acrylic paintings. And now that we've gone ahead and placed all of those first shades into the palette, we're going to go ahead and continue mixing more of our colors. We are going back in with our Naples Yellow Red from Amsterdam Acrylics, followed by some more titanium white in two sections, and then some more of that Liquitex soft body acrylic in the medium magenta. As well, always adding a little bit of that retarder, a few drops to each section of paint that I am mixing. I also forgot to mention that in that second section of white that I'm not mixing at the moment, I did already add some benzamine yellow light before I put on the white. So that color is going to be more yellow. Adding just a bit of my India yellow hue from Golden Paints, and as well I added a little bit of my magenta, my quinacridin, I think that's how you say it, magenta from Liquitex. I'm going to go directly into mixing my second section of white here after mixing my previous color without cleaning off my palette knife, as I want to keep a little bit of that pink and use it in this shade that I'm currently mixing. I'm adding just a bit more of my India yellow hue from Golden Acrylic Paints to my palette so that when I want, I can dip a little bit into that shade to add more yellow to my colors. Both of these shades that I am mixing are going to be my watercolors, where the sky is reflecting onto the water. And notice how these colors are slightly darker than the sky's color. So normally, and I found this with like a lot of my paintings, a lot of my reference photos, maybe this is just a helpful tip, but water's reflection is always darker than the sky that is reflecting on it. We are now mixing the dark blue navy color of the water that you can see right at the beginning of our reference photo. That's the color that we're mixing now. And to do this, I will be adding my jet black from Amsterdam, more of that ultramarine blue red shade from Liquitex. I'm going in with a color that we haven't used yet, which is sap green, and that's also from Amsterdam Acrylics. As well, adding a few drops of that retarder in there, and I also added a little bit of gray and more titanium white. And as you can see, I did put those colors on top of where I was previously mixing my purple shade, because what you can see from the reference photo is that these two colors blend together in our painting. So I do want to make sure that I add a little bit of that purple color into this blue color that I'm mixing. And this fog color has more of a blue tone to it, so I'm going ahead and adding some light blue from Liquitex, as well as some cerulean blue from my Golden Acrylic Paints. When it comes to different brands of acrylic paint and which brands do I prefer, I have to say that I do use quite a variety of different brands of acrylic paint, and I find that for colors like white and black, brown, I'll buy, let's say, more inexpensive brands and bigger tubes of it, because these are colors that you use a lot of. Whereas where I have very specific colors like the India yellow or that ultramarine blue shade, I'll buy more expensive, like higher quality colors for those. That's just something that I personally found that I like to do. And as I am expanding and growing as a painter, I'm finding that I'm gravitating towards brands more like Golden and, for instance, Liquitex, but let's say the heavy body ones, not the basic acrylics. So as I keep expanding and growing my collection, I will be buying more, I guess you could say, higher priced brands, but I personally just find that I like a thick paint. I like the thicker acrylic paints and really pigmented colors. As you can see from the colors we're mixing here and from my reference photo, I like very vibrant colors, and I'm very specific with that, so I don't mind spending a little bit more money to get the colors that I desire and the consistency that I desire. I've already added some burnt orange from Liquitex to my palette, and then we're going to add some India yellow hue from Golden, as well as some cadmium yellow medium hue from Liquitex acrylic paint. As well, going to add a few drops of my retarder. I've been doing that for all of the shades that I have been mixing. And then I'm also adding just a little bit of cadmium orange to that color, and that's also from Golden Paints. adding a little bit of benzamide yellow to this color, and we are also mixing now the colors for our foliage and our tree line. So now we're going to be transitioning to those colors, which are more green, a little bit of orange, as you can see from this color that we're mixing now. But yes, we have finished mixing all of the colors for our sky and our water, and we're just going to be working on the trees and foliage colors. We are going to be mixing 3 sections of green, a shadow, a midtone, and a highlight. The colors that we're adding to this are sap green from Amsterdam, Hooker's green from Windsor and Newton, as well as jet black to the darkest shadow color that we are mixing. With my palette knife, I am grabbing a small amount of each color that I just mixed, and I'm going to combine all of these colors as well as some more benzamide yellow and a little bit more of my India yellow hue. And this color that I'm mixing is going to be like the highlight colors of my bushes as well as the tree line. So looking at the reference photo, there are sections of the tree line and the bushes where the sunlight is really shining on there, and it's almost like a cast of orange is on the green. So that is the shade that I am mixing here. I've flipped my palette to where there's a little bit more room to mix our final colors for this painting. Now what I am doing is I'm just mixing a couple colors that I feel when I look at my photo, I haven't mixed them yet. So that's what I am doing now. I have a few sections here. One of them has sap green as well as jet black. The other one is just some sap green, and then I also have some India yellow mixed with some cadmium orange and some benzamide yellow as well. And this yellow color that I'm specifically creating and mixing right now is the color that I'm going to use for the ends of my bushes where it is very bright and where the sunlight is really shining on there. This second color that I'm mixing, as you can see, is more of an olivey yellow green, and that again is going to be used for our bushes where the more vibrant yellow at the top of the bushes transitions to more of the midtones, and then this darker color that we're mixing here is that shadowy darkest color at the bottom of our bushes. And now that we have finished mixing all of our paint for this painting, we are going to move all of these colors over to our Masterson palette. And this is where I will be grabbing all of the colors for when I'm actually creating this painting. I hope that this video was helpful to anybody that is not sure how to mix colors when they're trying to create their own painting, or for anybody that has been wondering how I personally mix my colors, because this is actually the first full-length color and paint mixing video that I've uploaded. So like I said, I hope that you guys enjoyed this and that it was helpful to you. And now if you're wanting to recreate this painting with me, you can actually mix all of those colors and it will be a lot easier for you to do that. Make sure to keep an eye out for when both the fast paced process and the full process of this painting video comes on my channel. I will be uploading those videos very soon after uploading this one, so that you can go right from watching the paint mixing video to watching the actual process of this painting. So again, I hope that this video was helpful to you, and I will see you in the painting process video. Bye guys.